It is the pinnacle of any sport and every Australian sportsman and sportswoman. There can be no greater honour than to represent your country. And there's nothing more Australian than the beach and the lifesaver. Surfboat racing was built on the back of the core values of surf lifesaving, mateship, heroism and an iron will. This is the Australian National Selection Trials, proudly presented by Dial Before You Dig. Well, hello, there's already drama at the Australian Selection Trials. Officials have deemed North Wollongong as potentially too dangerous for competition today. So, it's welcome to Port Kembla. I'm Jim Callanan. Great to have your company as we try and discover who will be the Australian representatives to take on the might of New Zealand for supremacy in the Trans-Tasman competition of surfboat rowing. Before all that though, let's take a look at what makes this sport tick. Surfboats tend to weigh between 180 and 250 kilograms and carry a crew of 5. Seat 1 is the bow. It's the position nearest the bow or front of the boat and is considered the most dangerous seat to be in, especially when crashing into waves or even other boats. Second bow is the next seat and is nearest the bow, but their oar is on the opposite side to the bow rowers. Second stroke is the third seat and the seat closest to the centre. Their main role to help stabilise the boat. You can see their oar is the same side as the bow rower. The stroke is the seat closest to the stern or back of the boat, and this rower is responsible for setting the speed and timing of the crew's rowing stroke. The stroke's oar is the same side as that as the second bow. The sweep is at the stern and is in charge of steering the boat, and as they're the only one who can see what's ahead, they generally call the shots on the water. The sweep often doubles as the crew's coach. The boats race by rowing out to a marker placed several hundred metres offshore, turning around it and returning to shore as quickly as possible. Boats work to avoid crashing through waves on the way out as they seriously slow progress, but aim to catch a wave as early as possible on the way back home, as it's the fastest way across the finishing line. The unknown factor in any race is the surf, and that's where things get interesting, as boats can slew sideways, roll and crash into each other, sometimes with sweeps and rowers being thrown into the water. The sort of thing that gets the blood pumping for other competitors and really excites the spectators. This is the competition structure to find the Australian representative. We start with 14 teams. They race 4 rounds of 3 heats, then 6 are eliminated. From there, 3 rounds of 2 heats. This is the point scoring system. First place claims the maximum 11 points. It then structures all the way down to 4th and 5th, who will claim 7 points each. Round 1 of the Australian Selection Trials, and the big guns fired early as expected. Austinmere Blue, Bagola Black and North Cottesloe all swept home first in their respective heats. The only real surprise was Helensburgh Stanwell Park. Coming into the event, this crew was considered a contender for overall victory, but a last place finish in the opening round leaves them with plenty to do. With unstable conditions for the crews which have come from across the country, the pace was furious, the results unpredictable. Round 2 and early favourites Tugun Hunters bounced back with a win after finishing second in round 1. The team, named after the daughter of second stroke Michelle Gaffney, also includes twin bookends, Genevieve and Marianne Bassingthwaighte.
The Tugun Hunters, a great name for a surfboat crew. Tugun Hunters, where did they get the name from, Michelle?
Well, 2 reasons. I have a little baby whose name is Hunter. She's 11 months old, and also because it's just a good attacking name. We hunt down every wave.
Good work, Michelle. And look, you happy with your first round go?
It's good to get the first one out of the way, and we've just got to keep going all day. It's a points basis, so every race counts.
Helensburgh, Stanwell Park and Moruya also claimed wins, while first round winners Austinmere Blue and Bagola Black came crashing back down with minimum points. The key to becoming the Australian representative comes down to one word: consistency. And in the early stages, 3 crews were proving they were up for the challenge. North Cottesloe again finished victorious. Mooloolaba Amcal backed up with a second and third in the opening 2 rounds with a win in round 3. While Helensburgh Stanwell Park overcame the opening setback with back-to-back victories. So this is how it sits after round 3 in the overall point score. North Cottesloe is the crew to catch. They're 31 points, 2 points ahead of Helensburgh Stanwell Park. Among the chasing pack, Tugun Hunters on 27, while 3 teams are locked in 7th. Austinmere Blues, South Curl and the Tacking Point Broomsticks. Kurrawa, Allura, Wilco and Corrimal among the crews with a lot of ground to make up. This is the Dial Before You Dig National Selection Trials. After the break, see who makes the cut.